We will find out how this election turns out pretty soon. Before we get into the mailbag, there are some election updates. Right now, we've found out there will be a hand recount in the state of Georgia. You'll remember on election night, Trump was winning Georgia significantly, and then, just magically in the middle of the night, all those Biden votes came in. So here we have Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, what a name, announcing there will be a by-hand recount in every county in Georgia.
The next step in the current election process is getting the final county certifications in. We'll then move to the risk limiting audit, or RLA. At 1 p.m. today, I will make the official designation of which race will be the subject of the RLA. At that time, I will designate that the RLA will be the presidential race. With the margin being so close, it will require a full by-hand recount in each county. This will help build confidence. It will be an audit, a recount, and a recanvass all at once. It will be a heavy lift, but we will work with the counties to get this done in time for our state certification. Many of these workers will be working plenty of overtime. We have all worked hard to bring fair and accurate counts to assure that the will of the voters is reflected in the final count, and that every voter will have confidence in the outcome whether their candidate won or lost.
So you heard that term RLA. RLA refers to risk limiting audit. It's not enough to count the votes again. If you've got fraudulent votes in there and you recount the fraudulent votes, you haven't accomplished anything. There are votes in there that maybe weren't sent in by the people who said that they were sending them in. There are votes in there that maybe were not sent in by people who, I don't know, are alive. There are votes maybe in there that were sent in by people who aren't people. Maybe they're the family's beloved pet or something. We've heard a few stories about that during this election season. We just don't know. So it's not enough to recount. You've got to audit those votes. Usually, you're going to hear political geniuses tell you that recounts don't matter that much. Yeah, sure, they find fraud. There's always fraud, but it's not going to shift the vote that much. That may be true, but we have never had widespread unsolicited mail-in ballots. We're now talking about what? The numbers that the media are putting out are 74 million votes for Biden, 72 million votes for Trump. Those numbers are unprecedented. Now, maybe it's because of huge voter turnout. Maybe it's because there's fraud. Maybe there was huge voter turnout, but some of those votes were not eligible. We don't know, and so you got to audit that vote. It's not just happening in Georgia. We're getting great stories coming out of Arizona now as well. Joe Biden's lead in Arizona. Remember, Arizona was called for Biden on election night by the ostensibly conservative network. Now, who knows how conservative they are exactly if they're the first ones calling Arizona for Biden. But the Trump team has been very confident from the beginning. We are going to do very, very well in Arizona. And it turns out it looks like that's correct. Joe Biden's lead in Arizona has now shrunk below 13,000 after Maricopa County dropped some more ballots, according to Data Orbital. The county's latest report includes almost 5,300 votes, 56.4% going to Trump, 41.8% going to Biden. Pinal County also posted some more ballots on Tuesday, shows Trump taking 63.3% of the almost 1,000 ballots counted there. There remain 46,700 ballots in Arizona. 22,400 of them come from Maricopa County. Maricopa is pretty decidedly for Trump. Now, President Trump needs to take 64% in those remaining ballots in order to win Arizona. That's a high number, but it is not outside the realm of possibility. All pretty good news there, and that's why CNN is absolutely freaking out. We are being told now that if President Trump does not concede, never mind the recounts, never mind the hand recount in Georgia, counts still going on in Arizona, the investigations going on in Philadelphia, never mind all that, Trump's got to concede, these demagogues tell us, because otherwise Trump will compromise American national security.
Yes or no, are the actions that the president is taking now putting this country in danger?
Clearly, it's not great for our democracy.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a fair. Let's put some teeth on that, if we can, for a moment, because there are sitting members of Congress who were around in their positions at the time of 9/11. And the 9/11 Commission report specifically cited the shortened transition after the 2000 election for having an impact on national security. I'm quoting here, it hampered the new administration in identifying, recruiting, clearing, and obtaining Senate confirmation of key appointees. The fact is, we have experience for how shortened transitions make a difference in national security. Why are we hearing from Republicans about that, granting that potential danger?
Yeah, why are these Republicans doing that? I mean, it's just so awful that they're compromising national security. I don't remember CNN raising this concern when Al Gore was dragging the 2000 election out for 38 days, based on nothing, by the way, based on absolutely nothing compared to what we've got now. I guess if Democrats were so concerned about this, maybe they should not have refused to allow Republican poll watchers in Philadelphia. Because if they didn't do that, if they didn't illegally refuse to allow Republican poll watchers and ignore a court order, then maybe we wouldn't have to drag this out so long. Maybe they shouldn't have forced this widespread unsolicited mail-in ballots, which are vulnerable to fraud. Maybe they shouldn't have done that, but they did, so unfortunately, we're not going to unilaterally disarm Democrats. If you enjoyed that video, and I would hope that you did, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so that all of the befuddled radicals wading through the wasteland of YouTube knows where they can get the truth. Thanks.